Hi, beautifuls. Full disclosure, I had 2 glasses of sangria tonight, so I'm drunk. And so judge, all you Judge Judys. That's why I led with that. Same reason why I haven't made an update on what's happened. It's so much. And I'm going to be asking anybody who can for money again in this video. Hopefully for the last time. But if I don't get the help that I need, it might actually be the last time you guys see me, and I ain't just being dramatic. I'm going to share exactly what's happened over the last couple months, and not everything because it's so much, but just the most relevant things that anybody who might actually care might want to know. Look how much I've aged. I hate that. I'll get it back if I live. But anyways, I'm going to lead with what just happened last weekend because it still blows my mind that the divine didn't prepare me. And I was in the right place at the right time. So I know that this was meant to happen. Why this was meant to happen, God has yet to explain to me, besides it was part of the plan. And they're not wrong. Had they had told me that this was going to happen that night, which was 3 nights ago, I don't know if this one I would have willingly walked into, like I do with every other trap, on account of I really am being persecuted like Jesus because I'm actually a chosen one like Jesus and biblically prophesied about in the Bible as per Jesus. Last weekend, I came back from Victoria to Vancouver and I didn't know why. I thought I was leaving the country. I don't know how, but I thought I was finally leaving the country to get free. Only the divine led me back here, had me cancel my tickets, lose all of my money. So then I had to book at the Cambie Gastown hostel, which I've stayed at several times on account of it's cheap. For about $50, I can share a room with only one other girl. It's not so bad usually. Even though they've attacked me with the directed energy weapons, and they have a whole setup in there in that hotel, in the hostel, with the corrupt police in Vancouver the whole time. But it's cheap. And being as they literally stalk me everywhere, i.e. they being the officials and the corrupt police who started this. And because it's so many places and people now that are involved, I think it's just everybody just trying to save face, I am still going to chalk it up to and personally blame the Hinton RCMP because this is where all that started. Way back in the day when I had like Munch and all those fucking losers sell me out and paint me as a criminal and all the things because, well, they were shitty at being undercover and I don't know. They thought that I was more powerful even then than I even knew I was. Anywho, so I show up and I book at the fucking hostel. The divine was telling me to have some fun that night, and I'm like, what do you mean have fun? If I go out, I get dosed everywhere I go. If I even order one drink, poisoned. I'm like, how do I have fun? So I'm trying to have fun. So I had a couple drinks myself, bought a couple coolers, and I was sitting outside the hostel. And then one after another, people just kept coming up and dosing me, but flirting with me, trying to flatter me, trying to blah, blah, blah. But whatever, I was having fun just having conversation with some people on account of I'm always alone. It gets boring. I talked to this guy for a while. To be honest, very, very annoying. Very playing, super attracted to me and super into my mind and super wanting to hear what I had to say. I could tell super fucking psychotic. But I literally get to converse with only the divine mostly ever anymore. I was bored. And so I talked to this guy, knowing he was just another culty. Not knowing that he was going to, well, I guess not really participate so much as watch what happened to me this weekend in the hostel. I can't say it without crying because I have yet to been able to get the proper care to know what they did to me exactly. And this is why I wasn't even going to share it, because I just don't want them to see that it upsets me. And not because I won't heal. The divine says I'll heal. But because it's so intrusive and so invasive. And it does essentially make me feel like they were able to rob me of any power I have over my life in all regards. But this is the 100% truth. And this is exactly why, if you see this and you can offer me help, I hope you understand that this is not a fucking lie, an exaggeration, or a joke. And if I don't get $1,000, I think in the next 24 hours or so, I don't know if you guys will see me again. And I hate to fucking sound so pathetic and dramatic. But we'll just hold on a second. So that night, I talked to this guy. It was quite late and I kept wanting to go in, but he's kind of holding me out and I kind of wasn't sure why. But then he kind of like hit on me too, and I like made it really clear. I said, "Hey, look, I'm sorry. Like that's never gonna happen. It was nice to meet you." I said, "I'll take your number. Like I said, I might be, SOL tomorrow for somewhere to stay. I said, so maybe then I'll message you should the situation arise. But like I'm good for tonight. I'm staying in the hostel and I'm ready for bed." I went inside because it was a Saturday night. The rooms in the hostel are right above their bar. They're quite a busy bar, the Cambie Gastown Hostel on Cambie, downtown Vancouver, right by the waterfront station. It's like a really busy little happening spot. Finally, at about before 4 o'clock, I fell asleep. I remember waking up to my alarm at around 7 and being so out of it that I could barely, and I mean barely, facilitate shutting my alarm off. Because I do relapse myself recently from time to time when I know I'm being heavily stalked and attacked at the night, so that I don't sleep. At least not for longer than 3 or 4 hours, because the corrupt police and officials and culties attack me with conducted energy or directed energy weapons 24 hours a day. If I sleep, they point them right at my brain or my organs the whole time. And when I do wake up, it either takes me an hour to get my extremities alive. So kind of like, if for those of you who've experienced carpal tunnel, imagine that, but with your hands and feet. And because they've been doing it for so long, right now my feet have what are called foot ulcers, meaning I have 7 at least blisters and wounds on each foot in different spots, as well as my fingers. They're so ugly, they just crack and break and bleed because of the long-term nerve damage, which the divine tells me is also happening to my actual fucking brain, making me stupid. I regenerate, so I'm healing it, but they're hitting me so hard 24/7 that it's taking its toll on me, you guys. Anywho, so between 4 and 7-ish a.m. on Saturday, I think 3 different men at least that I've been able to pinpoint partook in drugging me after I fell asleep already. So that what they do with that is they dose the air. And I noticed right before I fell asleep, because I've stayed in that room several times, I'm like, weird. The door was hard to close. And when I looked from my top bunk bed, I could see that there was about an inch gap now in between the door and the door frame, which never used to be there before. I said, oh, great. I said, just so they could fucking dose me in here. Sure enough, yeah, that's exactly what happened. And they drugged me to keep me sleeping. When I woke up on Sunday morning, And I rushed to check out because then I had fallen back asleep. And I woke up at like 10:30, like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here. Because they charge a lot. Like they charge you $15 just for the key fob at that hostel. And if you're late for 10 minutes, they keep your $15 key deposit and then charge you even more. And I was kind of broke. So I was like, I need to get my key deposit back. I need to get the fuck out of here. So I rush and I check out. I only made it a block from the Canby Gastown Hostel to the waterfront station, and I was going to the ocean to meditate. I didn't make it because the first public washroom I saw, I had to run into because I was bleeding and I wasn't supposed to be on my cycle. Sorry for those of you that it's TMI, but I was bleeding and I was like, whoa, I don't usually like bleed like that. I spent 2 hours, you guys, having people come in and out of that washroom to fucking gas and dose me while I fucking released so much blood that I started to cry and freak out in there because I have never in my 36 years bled that much from any wound I've ever incurred, ever in my life. And I've unfortunately had several miscarriages, an abortion. I've lost one live daughter at 21 and a half weeks. I bled before, you know? It just kept coming. And with so much tissue and flesh out of my body that all of a sudden I'm like, okay, what is happening? Like, it wouldn't stop coming. And so I have pics and videos of it, you guys, because hopefully I'm going to be able to get enough money together. If anybody else could help me with that, please, to get far enough away that I might get some real health care before I could have the infection. Don't know that I've been given a hysterectomy. I don't know because I then bled that heavy, and this is not an exaggeration, for 14 straight hours before I made myself go to the corrupt hospital, which was useless, which I already knew, but I'm like, I thought I was gonna die, you guys. And not because I like felt so unwell, which I did feel, but because I lost so much blood and tissue. Like I didn't understand what, because last month, and I didn't really tell anybody this yet either, but last month only, just a month ago, I was both impregnated and to my conscious awareness, I haven't had sex since fucking March. March. But I was pregnant. I knew I was being raped and drugged. And then they gave me an abortion at the Belkin House shelter in Vancouver. I was going to name them before, but I am now because I don't give a flying fuck. They're either going to pay me or they're going to be sued and go under. So at the Belkin House, you can't sneak into there. So no matter what, the staff on that day will have some fucking explaining to do. No matter what. There's going to be accountability and there will be people held accountable for that. Anywho, I was given an abortion against my will over just a month ago. I just finished finally getting myself an internal fucking ultrasound to find out I had an infection from their botched abortion. So when I was bleeding out the other day on this weekend, I thought maybe okay, well, maybe my cycle just came early and I'm just passing the rest of the fetus that they missed during my botched abortion in a women's shelter that I was trying to be safe at last month. But no, for 14 hours, it just kept coming. I just kept bleeding and losing like flesh out of my body. Sorry, I know for so many, trust me, it's gross, and it is gross. It was so scary. I didn't understand. It was definitely not a menstrual cycle. I didn't know how I was still standing. I was bleeding out. Like, if I wasn't divine and a healer, I'd be dead. I promise everybody who's listening to this, whether or not you believe in that shit or not. If you don't believe me, ask me to send you the videos or pictures of the blood, and then you'll believe. Okay? Otherwise, take my word for it because it's gross. Anyways, finally, I was like, I just can't. And so I found a number for a sexual like assault advocate. And so I told him, I said, look, I don't want to go to this fucking hospital, but I don't want to bleed out. I want to at least stop the bleeding. Maybe see what damage is done in there, because I thought for sure like I had nothing left in there. And the divine quite literally showed me like knives and them, and I saw the faces of them, and so I was getting pieces of it. I even know two of the faces who did it to me. I don't know exactly who they are, but I know that there's record of them at the hostel, that it's provable who they are. They came into my room after they dosed me, and they raped me with fucking knives. At least if they didn't specifically give me some sort of procedure, they just raped me with weapons. Actually, like just this weekend. Today's Thursday, that happened on Saturday night. I'm still bleeding so heavy. It's slowed down. It's not like so much like that. And I am due for my period like right now. So like I'm, even though it's never been like this in my life, it's like I guess what would be a normal amount of blood loss at this point. But I haven't stopped. And that night when I went to the fucking Vancouver General Hospital, after that doctor, because they didn't believe me because I always look like I'm doing fine, right? So I'm talking to them, whatever. I don't think they were even prepared for what they got into. And she was like, hey, put this whatever blanket on and blah, 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 get undressed. And they come in and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm like, I've blood all over the table. And she's like, oh, no worries. We'll get some towels. And then she like looks at it and she's like, oh, nurse, like I need gauze. I need this. And she's trying to fucking clean it all up. And she's trying to get in there to see with the speculum. She's like, I need more gauze. I need more gauze. And she's soaping it all up. And I'm trying to sit there like, I'm sorry. She's like, no, don't be sorry. And they looked really concerned for a second on account of, yeah, they weren't understanding until they saw. After that, doctors and that nurse spent 15 minutes just soaking up the blood enough to apparently get a visual. She goes, okay, does nothing for me, the useless fucking bitch. I don't even care, God. And looks at me and goes, well, it appears to be coming from the cervix. So I'm just going to say, like, I don't think you were assaulted, but you know your truth. But so you're discharged. And like, she just kicks me out of the hospital. I'm like, what? I'm like, maybe it is coming from the cervix. I said, I don't doubt that maybe it is. I said, that's what I think. I said, considering like I'm suspecting both like egg harvesting, which has happened, backyard abortions, implantation, all this shit. I'm like, yeah, I believe it is coming from my cervix. I said, I think these guys are playing doctor. Only, I said, you haven't even asked me to show you. I said, the videos or footage of how much blood and tissue I've lost from my body today. And she goes, okay. And she's like, literally, like, they're zombies. Like, she can't even hear me. She's like, okay, well, if you're concerned, you know, come back to the emergency room. I'm like, I don't even want to leave, even though I didn't want to be here. But I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm like, this country, I can no longer even ever think about being here. Because if the government wants to try to pretend that they're not in on what's happening to me, then they're going to have to explain why they didn't protect me from this. And the corrupt cops that ordered all these things that happened. Anyway, I've been trying to fucking do my best to see how the fuck I'm getting away from this ever since. I've been attacked 24/7 ever since. Dosed at every turn. In every fucking Uber, down the street, in any store, in my hotel rooms. They haven't fucking stopped. I'm currently at the Executive Airport Hotel in Richmond, and they have kinetic energy weapons going right now in my room. I have yet to find anywhere that I could be safe to even start to heal properly. I just went back to Victoria after I didn't want to go back there because, well, I was raped and assaulted with weapons and had majority of what I could assume is my uterus come out of my body over the last 72 hours, not knowing how I'm going to afford getting far enough away or where I would even go. Thankfully, because of my healing, if I were to have any safe place to be free of this, I would heal myself, and I know that. Which is why I've been saying to you, like, God's been calling people out who were feeling the call to help me. So if you're not that person, I'm not talking to you, beautiful soul. I'm not asking you, if you are struggling in your life, to put yourself out for me. So please, everybody who's thinking that, don't think that. But I'm actually scared, and I ain't scared of shit. Not the devil, not death, not pain, nothing. But I'm scared that I'm not enough to save my own life in order to help my child and help the rest of you, because half of you, if not more, don't have a fucking clue what's actually going on not through any fault of your own. I'm a gifted psychic with a fucking in, and I still half the time don't know what the fuck is going on because it's so fucked up. But culty motherfucks ordered by corrupt police and other authoritative fucking egotistic pieces of fucking trash in this fucking country had me raped again, but this time with weapons, I guess. And so either it was to take out my insides or to attempt to, or to just hurt me. But either way, they succeeded at really, 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 really physically hurting me. And because same corrupt police who are legally surveilling me right at this moment constantly frame me, literally reach out to the banks, like they have fucked my whole life. I cannot work. I can't even walk down the street without people like spitting at me as if I'd done something wrong, because these child rapist, mass murdering, genocide fucking ordering, faggot fucking homosexual making motherfucks. And the reason I say that is because all those broken faggots are the reason why all of you who think you're gay now, who aren't gay, think you're gay. They're literally so weak. They mind control the entire population to be homosexual because they know it robs you of your power by being in a gender identity crisis and not knowing who you are. If you don't know who you are, you can't stand in your power. Which is how they got everybody to hate me, because they made everybody gay. They turned everybody into an LGBTQ fucking whatever member so that they're all inclusive. So now everybody that they show all these things out of my mouth to, they all participate in my mass murder. Why? Because they're butthurt over the fact that I'm calling them fucking broken. Because like, well, we're gay and we're proud. Everybody's just like that. No, you fucking weren't. You aren't even fucking smart enough to know that you weren't even gay your whole life. Get over it. Sorry for those of you that I just butthurt. But like, actually, it's my fucking job to help some of you clue the fuck in. Those of you that might be aware enough to remember that you weren't always gay. And again, there's nothing wrong if you are one of the people who are genuinely gay your whole entire life and you have memories of being a homosexual your whole entire life, not just after you were diddled or raped or whatever trauma happened to you to make you gay now. Because if those things happen, you have memories of them, well, then that's the only reason you think you're gay. You're not. The reason I can say this is because, well, for those of you that don't know, before I realized that we were all being mind controlled into being gay, I was gay too. And it shocked me, actually. But so much so, because I'm also so authentic, that I actually moved this woman into my home as my child's other parent until I started to ascend and evolve. And then it was like overnight, I like blinked, I didn't even realize. And I was like, ew. the thought of fucking having sex with another woman or like being in a relationship or something, it just repulsed me. It literally made me sick to my fucking stomach. And not because I'm judgmental, but because it was like your evolution just does that. Your spiritual growth just does that. It's like one day you think something, the next day you grow up. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so not gay. And so like that'll happen to a lot of you if you allow yourself to evolve. But like if they've indoctrinated you by using the sex cults to lure you in, which is what's happened to the whole population. So they took a whole bunch of ugly, unloved people, made them extra gay, and then we're like, hey, come be part of our club. So then all of these people like feel cool and feel included in something that they're not even wanted in, and the only reason that they're even being included in is so that these other people can use them. To hurt people like me. So yeah. I just pissed off so many people. Really, really funny thing to do when you're asking for help, right? Thanks, God. But it's true. Everyone's been mind controlled to be gay because it robs you from your ascension and your power, and you can't ascend spiritually if you're just a culty, sex fucking cult party member giving away all your power. Oh, it's so sad. I just can't even with it. But anyways, if any of those things are true for you, well, you're not ascending, and that would be why. After we doubled the consciousness of the humans on this planet from 2019 to 2020-ish, we've now cut that in half. Like my fucking mission in life is to expand the consciousness of the humans and to love them like God loves them. And I just watched the entire global population almost ascend like so fast because of all the work the rest of us are doing. And then the sex cults and the corrupt officials got their claws and their faggot jaws in everybody. And then everybody was a gay cult member. And now nobody has any power, and the consciousness of the planet has fucking dropped in half, if not less. This is like the quickest spiral down a fucking crapshoot we could have ever imagined. And it's because they're using all of the stuff that we've like created for evolution as the opposite. Like Elon created fucking Starlink and all these really great innovations that either through affiliation, which I don't want to believe, but it could be true, manipulation, which I believe to be true, or they're just stealing it, somehow have access to all those things. And they're quite literally using that to mind control the whole population, including him, to be gay, to think that the sex cult is life, to give away all their power, which is why he's about to lose so much and everybody else involved in that is about to lose so much. It's just so sad what's happened here, especially because like we're supposed to be world leaders and like all of a sudden we're both just like victims to their shit. No. Anyways, I really need some money only right now, you guys. Very, very soon I'm gonna get all my money back because turns out I got left a lot more money than I even thought or knew of or anything. And I'm getting it all back. You hear that, fam? Anywho, I promised you guys I won't be a mooch much longer. Either I'll die, and then you guys will talk about me for thousands of years like Jesus or Joan of Arc, or I'll get enough help that you still won't hear from me for a really long time on account of my peace, protection, and safety is quite literally the entire world's biggest priority right now. And so if anybody actually hears that call and is in a position to do so, I need out of here. I'm in Vancouver still. I need out of this country now. Right now. Because if the corrupt police get their hands on me again, like they did only several weeks ago, they illegally arrested me 2 times. The second time, in November, on the same warrant they had done in October, both times they segregated me in a prison against my will and against the law and attacked me with conducted or directed energy weapons the entire time I was in there. I actually died several times. But the last time they only had me for 12 hours. I only died once. And I, of course, was able to talk my way out as soon as the judge heard that they had double dipped on a warrant that they'd already fucking executed in order to arrest me, and they took me out of detox. How did they know I was there? Illegal surveillance. They just continue to break fucking huge Canada Code criminal laws to frame me for petty shit, thinking that somehow that's how they were going to stop me from being able to destroy the entire Canadian police system with the proof that I've obtained, which I can do. Because I'm giving the good cops an opportunity to maybe assist me in getting out of this country right now while they handle the fucking bad cops or something. I actually haven't swung back, but I'm ready now because I haven't stopped bleeding, and all I wanted in this world was to be a mother, and they fucking stole my whole life from me. And so yeah, I'm having a little bit of a fucking human I'm so mad. I don't give a fuck what you say, God. I'm gonna hurt someone moment. Because I'm not dying. And I'm not being robbed of my opportunity to have all the fucking kids that I want to have. Okay, thank God. As I sit here and cry about that, the mind says, shut the fuck up. You're still having babies. Okay, I do feel much better now. But anyway, it's been a lot to handle and deal with because they have served me so much on this fucking path that I've never even discussed with you guys on account of it's so next level and nobody really believes me and nobody would understand. But anybody who's been raped, you know how intrusive it feels. I only slept for 4 hours and they managed to drug me enough to destroy my insides with the weapons enough that I had lost more blood and flesh than I could attribute to like 10 miscarriages at once. Again, anyone who's curious and doesn't believe me, just comment, show me the proof with an email and I'll happily send you photos and videos of how much I lost and the tissue too. Happily. Eat your fucking heart out. It's disgusting. But it still hasn't stopped. And so the doctors made it clear here, I'm not getting proper medical care. Not that I didn't already know that I've been having my entire medical fucking thing manipulated in this country for years. Like, under international law, I could quite literally bury the Canadian government for what they've done to me because I've attempted, right, to get help with it. And I've got emails from ministers of justice, emails directly from the fucking chief of the Edmonton police, emails from fucking everybody in response to my complaint stating it's not our problem. It's not our job to investigate our corrupt police. It's not our job. Miss, we're sorry that you claim the police assaulted you and you had a miscarriage, which I can prove, November 2023 in Edmonton. But it appears you were uncooperative. I actually have email evidence that states the opposite. I did nothing but cooperate. Edmonton completely manipulated me, lied to me. When I tried to reach out to flee Edmonton at that time, I was told by the victim fucking services that under Canadian law, I don't constitute as a victim. Therefore, I don't qualify for any victim's rights or assistance on account of it's the cops' word against mine. I wasn't arrested that day. I wasn't in any trouble, really. They just came to illegally take my child back to give him back to the abusive party where the grandpa rapes him. So it was my word against that corrupt cop at that time. Canada is a joke. It's a fucking joke. Which is what I'm going to tell you guys right now. This country's going nowhere fast. It's all a lie. It's all a facade. And if I live, which is why they are trying to kill me, and by they I mean our government, our police, and any single one of you that they've been able to mind control, manipulate, pay off, or bribe against me. But if there's any of you that care, they're quite literally fucking coming at me from all angles. Part of me would have wished that morning and was wishing that morning, and I am not wanting to be dead, and I don't have a death wish. I'm not suicidal. But with how much I've been bleeding, I wish they would have slit my fucking throat. Because I was feeling like, why am I fighting this fight to try to save everyone when I have yet to have one person stand up for me? I then had a fucking chat with God and a chat with my higher self about being selfish and what I committed to. And I checked myself because you know what? I do love you all so much, just like Jesus did. As somebody who has been biblically prophesied about as a true prophet and messenger of God, I have had to accept that it might be my death that makes the biggest difference in all of your lives. On account of once I'm gone, you will all remember how much I loved you, and that will be enough. But I know that I can do so much, way much more good for this fucking world with my true divine masculine, who is Elon Musk. It's true. If we could both align. I feel like we're so far away from that. There's fucking little to no hope, which the mind's like, stop thinking that. But things couldn't really get more bleak over here. I have no help. I'm quite literally attacked 24/7 from all angles. I'm scared to go to sleep tonight. Even when I lock doors, they somehow get in. I don't understand how they always do that. But anyways, I need at least $1,000 in the next 24 hours. I have not quite half of that right now. I also can't find anywhere to sleep for under $100 per day. And so it's very time sensitive. And on the fact that, like, they literally did stab me all up inside. The doctors here are quite literally lying to my face. I haven't stopped bleeding since Saturday. It's Thursday. And I mean, like, not period bleeding, flesh bleeding. 1,000 is like quite the minimum. What I actually really, really need is help. I need somebody who has enough resources to hide me, to assist me to get out of this country, because the corrupt cops are going to try and stop me. Using their fake warrants, their fake criminal charges, like them charging me with what they have right now, abduction of my own son, that I can prove the cops manipulated right before. I can prove that I have every ground to have tried to protect my son. I did not abduct my own son, nor was I a fucking safety concern at all. They just keep manipulating the law, and because there's no oversight in Canada, that's why these corrupt police who belong to all these disgusting little fucking sex cults have literally destroyed this entire country and continue to destroy everything in it, in the sanctity of it. It has no integrity, and it's all their fault. But they're coming at me, and they're coming at me hard because, well, I'm about one of the only people who has enough evidence to completely destroy the Canadian justice system. And it's not that I'd be destroying it. They destroyed themselves, but I can prove it. I need help. But in exchange for that help, I'll be anybody's most powerful secret weapon. I'm even willing to be Trump's at this point. So the first person to offer me assistance to get me hidden, that person buys my loyalty. Not because I'm a sellout, but because my loyalty will go where it's fucking rewarded right now. And that's to anybody who can actually stand up for me. I can admit that I'm not, even with God and all of the angels in the sky, enough to free myself. God's made it very clear. I need help. He's calling somebody out. I know that it's my other half in a big way, but I've yet to be able to find a way to actually contact Elon directly. So I have no fucking clue how the fuck they're supposed to fucking do that. How I'm supposed to do that. I've tried like several different things to think that I could think of. The richest person in the world, not exactly easy to find their personal fucking numbers online, right? Even for me as psychic, because the divine's like, oh no, they're supposed to be coming for you. You're not supposed to have to chase them down. They're supposed to make a sacrifice, use their resources to help you because of the way that you could help them. So whatever that means. But it doesn't have to be. But yeah, if I'm going to any other country, well then I need to be like sponsored as like a refugee, which is crazy talk, but like that's where I'm at. I want out of this country and I want out now. And the worst part about it is I have to leave my baby, which is why I said I'd rather die before. But what good is that going to do him in the position that he's in, being molested, being abused by this corrupt police ring of fucking pedophiles and by his grandpa and by everyone who fucking pays enough, apparently? How can I help him if I die? He quite literally has nobody else in the world fighting for him. Not one person. Not even his big brother, on account of his big brother's joined the cult and tried to kill me, his own mother. My best fucking friend. So that's the update. I didn't want to give it on account of, well, look how sad it is. I felt really pathetic that I haven't been able to overcome this enough, but God said because I wasn't supposed to. My job was to show you guys that I loved you, no matter what happened to me, and I really hope that I did that, because if I die, which is a strong possibility right now, being as I'm actually dying, bleeding out, and they gave me fucking cancer or lied about how long I've had cancer, I'm not really sure, but yeah. BTW, I also have cancer. Multiple types. Which I knew I was going to heal in this lifetime, but I'm really weak right now. So weak. I keep gaining strength. And like, I'm walking around pulling these suitcases and stuff still while I'm bleeding out. So like, I'm still stronger than the average bear, you know? But I don't think I can get out of this country because of the corrupt cops without help. And if any corrupt police step to me today, if they don't get to kill me, which they're gonna try and do tonight in prison if they get me, if I don't die in prison, though the divine says if I get in custody, I'm gonna die. So it's I don't have much time. I need to be out of here. They said by the end of the day tomorrow, or you guys might not. Oh, they're saying, don't tell me those things. Anyways, okay, I love you guys. 40 fucking 444. Yeah, the divine says like they're coming. They're coming hard. They're trying to fabricate anything and everything they can. I'm in Vancouver. I'm in Richmond right now. I need out of this country, and I need to be hidden, and I need to be protected, and I need to be safe. I'm going to leave my email for e-transfer or for communication, as well as my PayPal link in the description of this video. I don't give a flying fuck. For those of you that want to troll me and say anything negative on this video, you'll get no response from me at all, or you're going to get a human response from me telling you to fucking suck my dick, you piece of trash, if you have anything to say at all that's negative. Because fuck you. If you think that you could have been better at handling these circumstances than I'm doing right now, then please step the fuck up and do something for the world. Please do better than me. Please. Because nobody will beat themselves up more about it than me for failing, you guys. Okay? I was raped this weekend to such a severe degree with some sort of sharp weapons inside the Cambie hostel gas town in Vancouver. I lost more blood than I've ever seen in my life. I've yet to stop. I cannot get medical care in this country. I've tried. I didn't realize how important I was or how much of a fucking power player I was in this game until I realized that the entire fucking government, the corrupt government, all of the cults that exist in this place, all of the corrupt police, and everybody who has the ability to mind control the entire fucking population in our country wouldn't be coming at me if I wasn't. If my psychic gifts weren't that on par, if I wasn't that powerful, I wouldn't have that big of enemies. And so for those of you evil loser fucks who've been manipulated thinking that like I somehow deserve this, grow up and shut up. I'm like the best of this world, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I bleed out, and while I'm bleeding out, I still walk down the street. Somebody asked me for money. I took that guy in and bought him pizza. That just happened on Sunday. I'm not tooting my own horn for fucking being fucking friendly, but I'm the best of this world. I really am. And I've proven that in my worst, lowest of moments, I might be bitter a little. Sure. I might wish murder and death on a couple of those people who deserve it, like God wishes them too. So I'm not the angel I thought I was either. Only I am. Only I gave my life to this path because I know that if and when I am able to rise above this with the people who are supposed to help me and I'm supposed to help, we are going to change this world. We are. And my love is changing this world. I can see it in the way that I triggered everyone. So I do have faith and hope that if anybody's allowed to see this on account of them shadow banning my entire channel, stealing absolutely all the money I ever did make off of it, and then blocking the real people from seeing it, if enough of you real people happen to see this and help me, we'll have changed the world together. I know that Chad was a soulmate of mine, and had we had aligned, we were supposed to be happy together, at least for a time. But the mind quite literally told me that because it's actually like, and it was a part of the 12 tribes, like the real, there was, I mean, like the people that call themselves like the gang, the 12 tribes, the majority of them were never a chosen one. They just, like, their families track the bloodlines and blah, 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 which is why half of them are the ones responsible for ordering fucking hits out on me and shit, the Divine says, which is why those of them that actually were true chosen ones have lost their anointing. The Divine says over the last 6 months, 2 out of the 12 hierarchy chosen ones, because I'm one of the 12, like the original 12, so there's 144,000 of us on Earth right now. At the top of those the hierarchical fucking monadic groups, there's 12. 12 of us. I'm one of those 12. And then spiraling down from me, we branch out 12 by 12 by 12 to make 144,000. God says I'm one of the 12. at the top. So 2 more of the other 12 at the top in this world right now lost their anointing because they came at me. Not even kidding. The divine says that anointing can be earned back. And he wants to say sacrifice for a sacrifice. But for the rest of you, I really need some cash. Even like $5 from each of you would help me. If I don't get out of here and those cops get their hands on me, I'm going to die. I heal, sure. I'm protected by the divine, sure. I'm still in a human body, and this human body can bleed and hurt a lot. I can handle it. Only I don't know how much blood I can lose before how can I handle it when I can't stand up or walk, which I don't want to say I'm close to because I don't want to manifest that, but like, your girl needs to sleep. Your girl needs a hug. Your girl needs some safety. And to heal from whatever they did to me. I don't even know if I have a uterus left at this point. And it just makes me so mad that I can't even fucking protect myself enough to not be raped with knives. So that's my update. Take it. Leave it. I love you guys. Nobody's actually broken. It's nobody's fault what's happened here. Well, it's some people's fault, but it's mostly none of yours. And I don't even blame the people that felt called to help me and have been such selfish, sellout fucking pieces of shit that they got to ride off of my coattail of Chad and others. And so far haven't reaped the sacrifices on account of the divine was using me to do that. I was all this time, I'm like, okay, can we stop pretending that those people care about me? Because here I am bleeding out on the ground, crying in fetal position, and ain't nobody fucking around. So when are you gonna stop hurting me thinking that any of those fucking selfish faggot fucks give a fuck? Sorry, but that's actually where I was at. What I said, word for word. And the divine said, well, 1, calm down. For 2, stop being so judgmental. For 3, remember that you're the love. Ugh! Just kidding. That's how they are with me. When I get weak and rude and ignorant like that, I get checked pretty quickly. And then I still get just left on the floor, hugged by God. And then I have to pull myself together. Well, because who the fuck else is going to pull me off the ground and have me soldiering on trying to fight for this world when nobody else is? Nobody. It's weird that the divine has me trigger you guys more than they have me being sweet. You'd think that, most of you and most people in the world, when needing something, they're manipulative, right? And so they're sweet. Me, I ask for help and I'm a dickhead and I call you guys all faggot fucks and losers. I don't understand God. I really don't. Anyway, this is real. I love you guys. I will not survive this without help. It's like the divine plan has been created that way. And the divine is going, yep, you can't be the only one who is selfless in the entire world. That's what I thought. That's what I thought too. And I wasn't trying to just like pat myself on the back, but I'm like, where are the rest of the selfless people? Where are the rest of the people that you say have all of these resources who could come in and fly me out of here and fly me to a protective space and keep me safe there, and I could heal me and that person and their kids and everybody else like Jesus, like I do, and everybody could prosper. I'm like, where the fuck are those people? The divine says coming. And I really hope so, because I ain't got much time left. Today, all I was led to were stories about how Jesus had to go back to the Father, i.e. die, before everybody remembered how much he loved them. Same with Joan of Arc. And so I'm like, cool. So you're telling me we're finally at the worst timeline that I ever predicted, which was I have to die to help anybody wake up. And when that happens, I help a small handful of you, and this world is still trash for most of the time because nobody else stepped in to save me.
Let's not let that happen. Let's all step up. All I need right now is $1,000 cumulative, and I will be able to at least, I think, leave this country tomorrow. Because if I don't, they will get me and nobody will ever see or hear from me ever again. It's 3 in the morning on Friday now. Yeah, Friday, December 19th. I have until this evening, the divine says. I need $1,000 today. Or someone to tell me that they'll sponsor me as a US refugee because, like, they've closed down the US. So none of the fucking places that used to offer assistance are doing that now. They legally cannot. You could still go there. Like, if I could get myself there and I had money to stay and provide for myself, like, because I want to apply for a job and stuff there, but I can't even get myself there right now. I don't make enough money, and it's impossible for me to get any, and I'm blocked from all government resources. So, if you guys can offer any help at all, please do. If you're in a position that it would hurt you to help me, please do not. I'd rather die than take away from your fucking life or your family or for your kids. But if you can help me, it's probably going to be one of the last times I ask for help, because once I get this help, I won't need that anymore ever again. And I will offer it to those of you for the rest of my fucking life. But yeah, that's a short, but not short, 1 hour update and truth. And so if I hear any comments on gather yourself, I might just tear you a new fucking asshole on account of grow the fuck up and have a heart. If not, just move along. Go manipulate and abuse someone else. I've had enough. I still haven't been able to stop bleeding. And all I wanted was to be a mother in this life. It's weird how that's all they keep attacking. My children. And my fucking ability to fucking produce more of those beautiful, golden, smart, beautiful fucking children that I make. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna go check myself. I'm going to get myself out of this mood because, like, ew, who likes this girl? Not me. Nobody likes this bitch. But I love you guys. Don't ever let this shit happen to anybody that you know. And if it does, stand up for that person. They might not have anyone else in the world. Even God can only do so much. But I love you. And I pray that we get me out of here. And that somehow Elon sees this, because, like, I need you. For real. Right now. If I get enough money, I guess I will be trying to find you. On account of, well, I don't know if you're even seeing these. God says you are. But we have purpose. Like it or not. And for those of you that failed me, I forgive you. So, don't hate yourself on account of me.